afternoon and welcome along to another video. Today is Thursday the 4th of June 2020 and in today's video I'm going to look ahead and preview semi-final group number 2, the PDC Low6 home tour. Now last night we saw the first two players enter the championship group that's going to take place on Friday, and that was Gary Anderson, who won 3 matches out of 3, and Jelle Klaassen, who won 2 out of his 3 matches. Tonight we're going to see 4 players take part to see which 2 will join those 2 players. The 4 players taking part are as follows. We've got Rob Cross, the winner of group number 5, Joe Cullen, the winner of group number 6, Nathan Aspinall, he won group number 7, and Jonny Clayton, he won group number 8. So the first player we're going to talk about is Rob Cross. Now he made it through with 2 wins out of 3 from his group. He beat Daniel Larsson by 6 legs to 3 with a 91 average. He then went on and beat Ryan Serrell by 6 legs to 4 with a 93 average, and he lost his last match of the evening, losing to Luke Woodhouse by 6 legs to 5 with a 69 average. Though he did have an excuse of that last game, he did need the toilet during the game, but he just didn't go, and that upset his rhythm, and he pulled a lot of darts low, so he got beat 6-5 in the end against Luke Woodhouse. It's not been the greatest of stuff from Rob Cross. He's had just enough to get through each game. When he's had to up it, he's upped it, but can he do it again over the whole night? And he'll have to do that over all 3 games this time. He can't have a game off. He has to produce his best stuff from the start to the finish, and the up moments more often than the down moments that he's been shown. The second player we're going to talk about is Joe Cullen. Now he came through group 6 with 3 wins out of 3. He was very, very impressive in those 3 wins. He beat Martin Clearmarker by 6 legs to 3 with a 94 average. He then beat the birthday boy Chris Dobie by 6 legs to 5 with a 96 average. In his last game of the evening, he beat Jeff Smith with a 92 average and a 6-4 win. It's now 7 wins in a row for Joe Cullen in the home tour. He's getting that momentum going for this semi-final group. It'll be interesting to see if he can be stopped in this group. The third player we're going to talk about is Nathan Aspinall. Now he got through his group with 3 wins out of 3 in group number 7. He beat Jesus Nogueira by 6 legs to 4 and a 91 average. He then went on and beat Jamie Hughes by 6 legs to 2 with an 86 average. And the last game of the evening was winner take all, who got through to the semi-final group, and he beat Jose de Souza by 6 legs to 4 with an 89 average. It was Jose de Souza's worst performance of the evening. He only averaged 90 himself, but it's a real tough match and a real tense match between the pair. You could tell that there was nerves on both sides of the equation. But Nathan showed really good signs. It's again, like some points, like Rob Cross, but when he's had to up it, he has, but he just hasn't produced that consistency like Joe Cullen has or like Jonny Clayton has, which I'm going to talk about just now. So the last player is Jonny Clayton. Now he won group number 8. Again, he's had 6 wins out of 6 on the home tour, and he had 3 out of 3 in his group number 8. He beat Scott Waits by 6 legs to 3 with 103 average. He then went on and beat Max Hopp by 6 legs to 3 with 101 average, and his last match of the evening he beat Carl Wilkinson with a 91 average. Carl struggled in that game, but Jonny got the job done. In the other 2 matches, Scott averaged 99 against him, which wasn't enough for this. He only got 3 legs, and Max Hopp hit 680s and 9 legs, but again it wasn't enough to beat Jonny Clayton. Jonny Clayton's counting was very impressive in group number 8, something we don't generally say about Jonny Clayton, and his level of consistency, especially those first 2 games, was very good, like the last time he played in phase number 1. I think he's very dangerous in this group. But can he continue that form in this semi-final group? Now we're going to talk about the games, the fixtures. The first fixture we're going to talk about is Rob Cross versus Joe Cullen. Now these 2 have played 8 times previously, and Rob leads the head-to-head by 5-3 against Joe. Rob's on the last 2 meetings between the pair, and the last meeting was the European Championships, which Rob Cross went on to win and end up, but he won the last 16 encounter by 10 legs to 7. And it's a bit of revenge for Rob Cross because Joe Cullen had beat him at the same event, the European Championships, 12 months prior, by 10 legs to 8 in the quarter-final stage. I think this will be an interesting match. It'll be a real close game, but I think the home tour form shows that Joe Cullen win this game by 6 legs to 4. The second match of the evening sees Nathan Aspinall take on Jonny Clayton, and it's 2 each between these two. Jonny won the first 2 meetings between these two, but Nathan's won the last 2. And the last meeting was at the Masters this year in the quarter-final, which Nathan won by 10 legs to 8. I think that'll shows that Nathan's really got the bit against Jonny, having won the last 2, and I think he'll carry that form into this, and I think that Nathan will win this match by 6 legs to 3. The third match of the evening sees Joe Cullen take on Jonny Clayton. Now, these two have played 5 times before, and it's 4-1 to Joe Cullen. He won the first 4 meetings between the pair, but Jonny Clayton won the last meeting between the pair, which took place at the UK Open this year in the last 32, and Jonny won by 10 legs to 4. I think it's a real tight match. I think it will go all 11 legs. I think both have been roughly about the same on the home tour so far this year, but I think Joe Cullen will win this game by 6 legs to 5. I think that double 16 will work for Joe Cullen in this match, and I think that'll be a little bit of a difference in the 6-5 win to Joe Cullen. The fourth match of the evening sees Rob Cross take on Nathan Aspinall. Now, it's 4-2 to Rob Cross in the head-to-heads, and the last meeting between these two was in the Premier League in week number 2, and Rob Cross won it by 7 legs to 5. But the most memorable meeting between these pair was at the UK Open final in 2019, which Nathan Aspinall won by 11 legs to 5 and crowned him UK Open champion. This match, I think, will be very interesting. I think that Rob Cross will win a very tight game by 6 legs to 4. I think when the pressure points are on in this game, I think Rob will step up like he has done in previous games, and I think he'll win this game by 6 legs to 4. The penultimate game of the evening sees Nathan Aspinall take on Joe Cullen, and these two have played 7 times before, and Joe edges the head-to-head by 4-3. Joe won the first 3 meetings between the pair, and Nathan's won the next 3. But the last meeting was won by Joe Cullen, and it was won last March on the European Tour by Joe Cullen by 6 legs to 4. I think again this will go all 11 legs this match, and I think Nathan Aspinall will edge this match by 6 legs to 5. The last game of the evening sees Jonny Clayton take on Rob Cross. Now, these two have played 11 times previously, and Rob leads head-to-head again between a pair by 7-4. Now, Rob has won the last 4 meetings between the pair, and the last meeting was at the European Tour in March 2019, which Rob Cross won 6-4, and that was in the last 16 phase of that competition. I think that Rob Cross will be too much for Jonny Clayton this game, and I think that Rob Cross will win this game by 6 legs to 4. So I think this will be a very tight group, as you can tell from the results. If you can work out the maths quickly, I'll just put up the table just now, and we'll see that 3 players top the group with the same number of points and the same leg difference. So one of those players is going to miss out in making the championship group. It'll be really interesting to see how this goes, because as I say, we've got Rob Cross on 4 points plus 2, we've got Joe Cullen 4 points plus 2, and Nathan Aspinall 4 points plus 2, with Jonny Clayton last with 0 points at minus 7 leg difference. Now, it'll all go down to averages, and I don't know who'll top the group with average, but I'll put the table up how I think the averages will go on the night, and what a night we'll have if it does go 3-way at the top and down to averages. I think this will be a great way to see who gets to the final. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and share the content if you'd like it with people you know. And until tomorrow, I'll see you then. Goodbye.